I guess she might as well keep the conversation going a bit. You wanted to talk about that question I asked you. So the from turtle to NFT,
Yeah.
or
Okay.
is that
So
a complicated one? It's a long one.
yeah.
So
So are we answering
This
this
is-
in a political capacity, or is this just general conversation in the minute?
yeah, yeah. Just have general conversation. It's cool. Where are you from, Keith? Or your accent? Is it Ireland or?
Oh yes.
Al-
Okay. So from the north or south, what do you think?
I don't know Ireland enough to know north or south. It
Okay.
sounds
Fair enough.
generally Irish.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Which
In fact,
one?
most Americans don't actually know the north and the south are two different countries, so it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I'm from Northern Ireland. I'm from the north.
Northern Ireland. Very cool. And is that actually an independent country or no? Is it part of the UK?
Yep, it's an independent country. It is, yeah. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, there's still people in England that surprises as well. So don't worry, it's not a problem at all.
No, interesting. You guys have a interesting history. I remember going to a bar in a Northern Ireland bar in San Francisco once. They had a really huge mural of like some of the guys who died in like a hunger strike. I think it was Bobby Sands. I forget the guy's name or some of those guys. There's some
Yeah,
interesting history.
interesting. It's slightly controversial, so to speak. So I'm just not gonna.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
We'll
I would
not
say
go
it's interesting history. Interesting
Yeah,
history for
interesting
sure.
is the correct word to say for that for sure.
That's cool. And where's the rest of your Joanna? Where are you located?
I am Portuguese.
Okay.
I am now in the Azores, which is an archipelago in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. That's part of Portugal. So that's where I am, in the middle of the Atlantic.
Very cool. I live in Florianopolis in Brazil, and
Oh my
that's
God.
actually they say the people from there, the Azore people were the ones who kind of colonized it. So they have like some Azorean tradition. So that's what they the first colonists were from
Okay.
the Azores
Yes,
to
there
settle
has been
this.
some migrations from these islands, a few.
Very cool. So is it Azores considered Africa
No,
or
it's
no?
considered Europe because it's part of Portugal.
Okay,
So,
it's off
and
the
it,
coast.
what?
It's off the coast of Africa. How far from Africa is it closer to Africa or closer to Portugal?
I don't know actually. But I do know that it's inside the economic zone, the European economic zone, at least the seas and the islands. So, but I don't know about distances.
Seems like a beautiful place. I've seen some documentaries on Azores. Looks nice.
It is pretty cool, pretty beautiful.
And Moritz, you're German
yeah,
or
exactly.
Austrian?
So no, it's German. So full German accent, like you hear that.
Very
From Cologne,
cool.
middle of Cologne. I'm living here.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's actually a large German, actually one of the largest concentrations of people in this area, southern Brazil, from Germany.
Really?
There's actually a couple towns called Gramado and another town, I forget the name is, but it's basically like German villages. It looks like from like the 1800s, like the old school German styles. And some people still speak German, a lot of German
Really?
names.
I did not know that. Did not know that they
Yeah.
have been in Brazil. I knew that there are some areas in Argentina and Patagonia or somewhere like that, where many Germans are situated, but did not know that about Brazil. Fantastic.
Yes, yeah, southern Brazil. I think that's one of the largest, the groups that came into the area. A lot of people credit it for like why it's, I don't know, one of the more economically successful parts of Brazil. German heritage.
Don't know that.
Who knows?
Doesn't matter.
But cool. So I think we should just start. If we're live, let's just go. All right.
Yeah. Perfect.
I'm hearing here the problem is the fact that the YouTube link itself, the one that was shared, it's coming up as private. So I think if we change that across to public, whoever has access to that in a minute.
No, but I'm seeing it on YouTube. That link that she just
me
posted.
too.
Like we're live.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I appreciate we're live, but I mean, people can only find us like directly through coming onto the YouTube channel. So if we post an external link through the social, they're going to click that and it's going to come up that it's private. So that, I mean, that's what someone's told me here anyway. So yeah, it's coming up video unavailable, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I've shared that link is broken. I tried to link it with this particular one, but then it's broken. So we shared the new link to this particular stream. So anybody that has this link would join.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, well, how about we just start and then
okay, so let's start.
Yeah, if we repost it, then we can just cut off the first 15 minutes for the sake of the audience, I guess.
Okay. So hello guys. Hello everyone. Hello everyone from around the world. If you're joining us, welcome to this AMA session with ConservatioNFT and AFEN. It's so good to have you guys here if you're watching us from everywhere you are. And thank you for joining us. Now, each speaker will be introducing themselves, and everyone would get to know about ConservatioNFT, and you get to know what they're all about, and you also get to understand what plans we have and what AFEN has, plans AFEN has with NFTs, conservation NFTs as well. So yeah, guys, good to go. So please introduce yourself, Keith.
Okay, so I'll go first. My name is Joana Batalha. I am the environmental advisor of Conservation NFTs. I have a biology bachelor from Aveiro University, and I've been taking interest in the crypto markets fairly recently, but I see a big potential in this project. I am currently working in the Azores in an international project to monitor the juvenile loggerhead sea turtle population. So that's what I do normally. Off to you, Keith.
Yeah, and that's why we brought Joanna on board. It was appropriate for us to have someone that still has the connection with the environmental world. So my name's Keith. I met Joanna and Maurice with the Sea Turtle Foundation. That's the company we currently have a contract with. I met them in 2017, where I was a patrol leader for them, and that's how we all met up. I was also somewhat of an early cryptocurrency investor, you could say. I mean, I don't know if you could say early, like 2017. And with those funds, I used those funds to travel, and I became a full-time trader. And I went quite deep into the cryptocurrency markets, you could say. I've just learned my trade over the past kind of 4 years or so. Recent endeavors, I've been most recently working for a financial technology bank in the UK in a supervisory role. So that's what I'm doing recently. Mo,
yeah,
do you want to?
Yeah, already. Thank you, Keith. So I'm Moritz, 27 years old. So I'm from Germany, as you may have heard in the first minutes. Yeah, how did I come to that turtle topic? Same as Keith and Joanna. So we met in 2017 on Boa Vista. I worked for Turtle Foundation at that time as well, doing some business development for them or with them after my studies. So was helping out in Boa Vista as well as part of that, which was a really good experience. Nevertheless, after that, I went over to working for international big logistics company for right now 3.5 years. And most of the time I did this as project manager for digitization topics. So I like digital stuff. So that was probably the reason why I started to love crypto as well when I first heard about it in 2017. By the way, it was you, Keith. I don't know if you remember that it was you who first told me about Bitcoin then. And I got excited, started as an investor, small investor for sure. But my real passion came out since then. The fire is burning when we first had that idea to sell NFTs backed by real life animals. So for sure, you now see this is why we are here now. One thing I realized is you learned about our first sales day. This is 16th of June. It's not just World Sea Turtle Day, but it's my birthday as well. So keep that in mind. So this must be definitely destiny that we are doing this year. So some fun facts at the end. So yeah, that's for me. Back to you guys.
My name's Rugi. I'm a new chief marketing officer here at AFEN Group, and I've been involved in the crypto space since 2017. I first got involved as a volunteer on a project, and I really kind of fell in love with the space and went from a volunteer to a core team member, helping the project in marketing with influencer marketing and also strategic marketing management. And from there, I worked with the as a consultant with the Coin Locker Group for a few years, helping different crypto projects grow. And then now I'm here CMO at AFEN, and I'm real excited to be part of this team, excited about this partnership. Thank you. So Anya, you want to go start with the questions?
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thank you for introduction. Okay, so first question. So
Andre, you're muted.
Anya, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys, I didn't know that. So yeah, so first question, can you tell
You're muted again. So I'll go. Can you tell us a little bit about real CNFTs and how it started? If you guys want to start with that.
Yeah, sure. So I will grab that question if that's fine for you guys. You're just quickly introducing what we are doing, who we are here then. So I think it's quite clear. So with such a topic, bringing out NFTs backed by real life turtles, funding conservation efforts, we for sure want to help to save want to save the environment in the end. We want to help doing that. For sure, we don't want to just show you that NFTs are not a serious harm. Like we all saw that in media. For sure, there have been issues, but that's why we definitely want to be part of the solution to solve environmental issues and to show NFTs can be part of that as well. How do we do this? We're doing this with funding conservation efforts, not just with that, but therefore we for sure sell those eco-friendly NFTs. And they are the first ones we know, at least, backed by real life turtles, which is like, the first digital ownership of a real life animal that we can offer here with our NFTs, at least. So to make this possible, for sure, we will partner up with organizations that we say, okay, we will fund them directly. You get in return the NFT then. I would just continue with the question then regarding how it all started. I think it's, again, clear, like, when Keith, Joanna, and I met up in 2017, supporting the conservation projects of the Turtle Foundation on Boa Vista. We both shared always the vision since then for business ideas, thinking about crypto, talking about that, all those conservation topics. As you see, for example, it's a perfect fit for someone like Joanna with that, such as CV. She's doing nothing else in her whole life, like saving the animals, saving the environment, doing conservation projects and doing her research in that. So this is really a good fit here. That's how it started. And after all those years, we still stayed in contact, realized at one day, like, okay, with CNFT now we have a really feasible idea, which offers us a solid combination of crypto and conservation efforts. So for sure, then it was very fast done that we had contact with Turtle Foundation, the guys we met over. So we still had contact to them. And they helped us a lot with that, clarifying all those environmental impacts of NFTs, for example. And then the partnership was set up quite fast. And now we are here, hoping to sell our first NFTs in a few days. That's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Moritz. Thank you, everyone. Question 3, NFT has said to be harmful to the environment. So how do you explain how NFTs can help the environment, and how do you give reasons why NFTs won't be harmful to the environment?
Yeah, of course, that's no problem. I can take that one. So when the idea for ConservatioNFT, when that was in its early form, we quickly realized that the current marketplace for NFTs, it wasn't quite mature enough to support what we were looking to achieve. And what I mean by that, most NFTs were only minted on Ethereum at the time. And then the drawback of that, obviously the fact that it's proof of work, and then that means that it's intensive in electric consumption, so to speak. In general, we still think cryptocurrency has a long way to come in terms of environmental impact. Having said that, it's still clear to see the entire industry is moving in the correct direction, and with Ethereum shortly moving across to proof of stake. I mean, they have been saying that for a very, very long time. Having said that, there was a most recent update, and it's literally going to be as soon as possible, which is a good thing. El Salvador as well. I mean, everyone's heard the news about El Salvador. They're looking to mine Bitcoin directly with 100% renewable energy through a volcano. And when I seen that, I was just like, that's absolutely, that's awesome, through a volcano. It's the first people or the first country I know that's done something even remotely similar to that. So it's clear to see it's obviously the entire industry is going in the correct direction itself. There's going to be a large shift in mining power as well. I think a lot of miners are going to come out of China. With that, there's going to be a natural sort of transition. Those physical miners move in location. And when that happens, those miners are going to look for environmentally suitable alternatives to mine their coins. And obviously through that, most of them are going to be looking to go either 100% renewable or at least a partially green solution, so to speak. The entire future, it's definitely well positioned, and we at CNFT, we're happy to be a part of the driving force behind that as well. And obviously the fact that it's very important for us to use BSC because it uses a delegated proof of stake model, and what that essentially means is that it's not proof of work, which means there's no computers performing complex calculations to get those coins. It just works in an entirely different way, which is perfect for us, which means negligible environmental impacts, which means we can do what we do, basically. Yeah, so that's what I would say for that one.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you so much, Keith. Thank you. Okay, so for the first question, why was AFEN an obvious choice, and why did you choose AFEN for your next collaboration and partnership?
Yeah, of course. So it was a very long discussion. Moritz and I, we looked at, obviously Joanna joined after, but when the company was formed, it was one of the biggest questions we had to ask, and we looked at a number of different marketplaces, but it was actually quite coincidental. As soon as we had the idea, 2 months later, all these BSC based marketplaces started to pop up. You've got Refinable, Binance, and a few others as well. But in terms of AFEN, it wasn't just an obvious choice. In hindsight, it was definitely the best decision we could have made. And there's a lot of competition in the NFT marketplace at this particular time, If you want to combine the fact that our project, we have a contract in place with the Turtle Foundation in Africa, and the fact that our contract is in place with them, and the fact that AFEN itself is African based, it's like two peas in a pod. It's just perfect. So it was very, very obvious choice in that sense. We're also huge fans of the fact that AFEN, they have a big fanatical fan base. So, I mean, if you look at I don't want to name drop any other competitors, but I would definitely say, and it's not just because we have a partnership in place with AFEN, but AFEN have by far some of the most passionate fan base that I have seen in this space. And I have seen a lot of coins, not just in NFTs, because I've been in this game for a while. You do see a lot of different communities, and I think AFEN is definitely one of the most passionate by far. AFEN, as a company, they're obviously doing a lot of things that haven't been done yet in the NFT space. So you've got them contracts with governments in place. So the government out there is actually, they're backing what AFEN are doing, and that's just something that's almost unheard of in this space. So there's a lot of innovation taking place in this space, which is perfect, you know. When it comes to our partnership moving forward with AFEN, the best way I could describe what we're looking to achieve and why AFEN were an obvious choice, with that direct link with Africa, we want to expand what we're offering in the future, not just the sea turtles from Africa, but there's a whole heap of opportunity out there for what we can possibly do in that regard. The way I look at the NFT space, it's like, if you think about this in 30 years time, you know, people are going to start asking questions. They're going to start saying, okay, conservation funding at that time, because I'm a strong believer that NFTs are going to revolutionize many industries, and conservation is hopefully going to be one of them. That's one of our biggest aims. But when I go back to saying 30 years time, people are going to say, okay, you know, who was the first people to mint NFTs for a sea turtle and directly raise funds off the back of that? And then that will tie back to ourselves at Conservation NFT, and it's also going to tie back to AFEN as well. So it's very, very important that we really think about where we are in today's industry. We're ourselves and AFEN are doing things that have never been done before. And the whole conservation NFT concept, the reason that was never done in the first place was simply because, one, NFTs are fairly new. They've only been around in mainstream hype for close to a year now, but the reason someone hasn't actually gone in and done that yet is because of the chains that were on offer at the time. So as soon as we seen the BSC chains coming on for those mainstream companies like AFEN, we were like, okay, we have to move on this as fast as we possibly can, because if we didn't do it, someone else was going to do it. And it's just great we have that contract in place with the Turtle Foundation already, and we have that partnership in place with AFEN. So it was perfect for us to move quickly with this, with such a reputable company as AFEN. That's me done for that one.
Okay, thank you so much, Keith. Thank you. Conservation NFT is all about, we know it's about turtles, but we want to also find out, is it all about turtles? Can you tell us a little about sea turtles and why we need to save them?
So I think I'll answer this one. So there are 7 species of sea turtles in our oceans, and 6 of them are considered threatened. So their populations are declining. So turtles are not doing good in the real life. We've decided to start this project by funding an organization that saves loggerhead turtles due to our personal connection, like we've said. And loggerheads are not doing so well, actually. They're highly migratory animals. And so they face many threats throughout their life cycles. Even before they are born in their eggs, the eggs are poached for illegal food markets, and the eggs are also poached because in some cultures it's believed that it's an aphrodisiac, which is not good. Then when the hatchlings go out to the sea, they go on these rafts, and on these rafts, before they were algae, they now are plastic. So turtles are eating a lot of plastic and they die very young because their stomachs fill up with plastic and they can't eat anything else. Then even if they survive this, they go on to be juveniles and adults that can be bycaught. They can be caught accidentally by fisheries all around the world, or they come too close to the coast and the boat strikes them and they die very, very quickly. So it really needs to be, and it's being around the world, a conservation effort to try and save all species of turtles, but especially loggerheads. They're not doing so fine. Also, if you're a little interested, you can also see more about the characterization of the species in the WWF website. You can see all of the details that I've told you, And you can also see with our partners website in Turtle Foundation, there they explain very well the threats and what we're dealing with in regards with sea turtles.
Okay, thank you, Joanna. Okay, so now we know about sea turtles, and now we know why you're planning to save them. It sounds like a good plan. So this question is for you, Rogi. How does AFEN plan to market such a promising collaboration with conservation NFTs?
Great, thanks. Like I said before, and when we were talking just amongst us, that marketing is really about storytelling. And we think like that there's a great story here with Conservation NFT and also AFEN. And they bring naturally a new segment of potential stakeholders before than people that are into conservation. And Africa is home to many endangered species. So one of the things we can do is that we can work side by side with their marketing team to identify similar organizations that have similar goals as us, And many conservation minded organizations are still unaware of crypto and how to integrate crypto in their missions. And some specific things that we can do, working together, we can help them in doing some PR outreach in conservation media. We can also help do some outreach in specific conservation, environmental YouTubers and influencers, see if they can support the projects. So I think for us, we look at our partners that we want to use, our marketing and them as well to kind of pool our resources together to kind of share and tell these stories together. So generally speaking, that's kind of how I feel. So this is just the start of something. So we're going to look really to work closely with them, identify, understand their strategies, and really trying to really reach out to these groups, the people that we feel are like-minded that can help us in these aims. And especially as they move forward, like they said, they're not just sea turtles. They want to look forward to all these different endangered species, and Africa is home to so many. And AFEN actually has, through our connections, through our network and our community, we can help create relationships with different organizations throughout the continent that can partner with them. Different, like personally, my family is, even though I was born in America, my family's from Rwanda. Rwanda has mountain gorillas, as an example, that are endangered, and that could be something I think that would really sell a lot if we could, work with the government there, with mountain gorillas. That's like a thing that everybody knows. Do NFTs conserve them? So I think with our with our base in Africa and with them, we can identify different species and work, with our community to get the relationships with the right stakeholders. And also on the marketing side, we can help by identifying, groups and influencers that can share our joint messages and really work together to tell the story.
Right. So we're going to tell stories about conservation NFTs, and yeah. So I guess that answers what we expect in the coming day in respect to marketing with AFEN. Or do you want to put some more highlights about that?
Oh, I can talk just generally, because some of our audience wants to know some general things that we'll be looking to do. Like generally, we're really, the beginning was really about getting the project off the ground and getting things together. But we're going to be revamping the website in the next coming weeks to really reflect the current status of the project. We're not an IDO anymore now. We're moving towards, so that's something that we're going to do, really work on the website. And also we're going to be doing more interviews, more media. We really want to position AFEN as a leader in the African crypto space. So we're going to be, especially our CEO, Debbie, we really want to get her in front of a lot of different people to share the visions. And also we have some PR coming out, different online publications that many of our followers are familiar with. And we expect to announce some educational partnerships in the next few weeks, because we want to help, especially our group, our supporters. We want to give them tools to learn, especially, and there's some existing organizations that are doing some blockchain education where people can learn basic, smart contracts, basic programming. So we want to start maybe with a small group, 50 or so people in our supporters, to get them trained through some existing organizations so they can help in return help their community. So we want to really take that lead as a leader in Africa in education, NFTs as well. And we're looking to expand and improve our offenders program and mobilize the networking community. So we're just getting started here, and we're very excited about the future.
Great, thank you, Rugi. So there's so much coming up from AFEN in terms of marketing, and so in coming days we're going to be seeing a whole lot of push and PR activities. Okay, so another question for you is, so much is going on in the crypto space right now. How can we leverage on strategic marketing to bring to the notice of investors the strategic collaborations that ConservatioNFT is what type of collaborations are we going to leverage so that we can show that conservation is an eco-friendly initiative?
Like one of the things that I like to say about crypto or anything else in popularity is no one likes to eat at an empty restaurant. Everybody wants to eat like if you go, people want to go to the place that already has people in it. So what we need to do is really, especially for the crypto investors, is we really need to show that we have a lot of support. And I think a place where we can go really is to leverage the eco-friendly press and media and influencers to talk about this project. Because as we know, there's a lot of bad press about crypto and being unfriendly for the environment. I think there's a lot of people there in these new communities that will support our project. So one of the things we want to do is strategically target, people, groups, influencers, agencies in this space, in the environmentally eco-friendly space, and drive them, bring them to our side under our banner. And once more people see we're getting these new people into the group, then it'll attract more and more blockchain investors. Like the analogy of the empty restaurant, we want to get people eating at our restaurant, and then that'll bring more people in. So we think that it's a bonus and a plus to have another vertical that we can bring in that's aligned with our goals.
Thank you, Rugi. Okay, so what should we expect from this partnership with ConservatioNFT and AFEN? I
think this is just the beginning. I think AFEN is still new. They're still new. And this conversation is getting me even more excited than I was before to hear about their long-term vision of expanding, from sea turtles to other groups. So we see this as the start of a relationship where together we can, AFEN, we have our resources in Africa that we're going to continue to expand country by country. And in the things that we're doing with our marketplace, working with different national museums, different national groups, that gives us footholds in these countries. So from when we have these footholds, we can expand them to other things. So, once we're in, say, Uganda or Nigeria with a strong base in museums, then we can go to those communities and say, hey, what about conservation efforts? So we think that as we grow and as they grow, we can grow together because we're so aligned in the past. So we see this as the beginning of a relationship, with them. And so it's just getting started.
Yeah, I fully agree, Ruki. So I think this is something that really people need to understand here is it's for sure we start with saving the environment more or less with the efforts to saving turtles. For sure, this is part of that. But is it the end? Absolutely no. We have to much more, and we will do so much more. And when you're partnering up with such an amazing company, such an amazing community like AFEN, for sure you can achieve much more. So I think that's a really good starting point here. Many good things will be coming.
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, we're really excited about your vision. That's one of the things, I've always thought that the art is just the start of the NFT, just the tip of the iceberg. I never even thought about what you guys are doing till learned about your company. Like, it's not something that we thought was possible. So I think, if someone in crypto doesn't even have the comprehension before hearing it, that means that most other people don't at all. So our job is really to educate. 'Cause I think people who, once they get it, they'll support it. We just need to go out and reach those people, because there's a lot of those people out there that in their hearts support the mission, but they just don't know about it. So our job as marketers is to give education and let people know.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, Rugi, before we take questions from, before we take questions from the audience, if you have questions for us, I mean, everyone watching us live, if you have questions for the speakers and you want to know more, or you have more inquiries to make, please put down your questions in the comments, and they will do well to answer each and every one of them. So for the last question, Rugi, please, can you tell us if there are more partnerships coming up with AFEN?
I think you're on mute, mate. You're on mute.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. The question is, sorry.
Okay.
The question is,
I'm back.
Are there
now.
more?
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay. Are there more partnerships coming up with AFEN? Do we have more partnerships like ConservatioNFT coming up with AFEN?
Yes. Well, in the immediate future, next 1-2 days, no. But in our near-term plan is to get these partnerships. We want to have AFEN be the leader in the African crypto space. So one of the new directives that we're looking to start is an African crypto consortium of the leading projects in Africa. So we can work together with all these projects and take advantage of the different things that these companies have, and have economies of scale. Because there's some projects in Africa, maybe, but not a lot. But together, individually, we're all small, but together we can do a lot of big things, and that can help with this partnership as well, because many of these other projects are located in different countries. So we can all kind of leverage each other's national audience and also a natural community. So we're looking to create a consortium of the leading African crypto projects. Also, we're in the process of getting more relationships with different museums throughout Africa and different art galleries. And like I said before, one of the key things we want to do is start doing education and training Africans on practical crypto skills that they can use to get employment right away. Some smart contract stuff, working in development. So we're looking to sponsor some of our Avengers into some basic crypto learning classes, so we can start educating people, so they can pay it forward as well. Like, we've been blessed in our community, so we want to pay it forward and help people. So we're looking to have some partnerships in the next few weeks with some blockchain educational organizations to further that goal.
Okay, great. Thank you, Rugi.
Thank you.
I've been looking out for questions in the live chats. I don't seem to see any. So I don't know if you have anything.
Maybe we could just do a closing statement.
Yeah. Can I just take a minute just to expand a bit about our kind of vision, so to speak. So what we're looking to do long term here, a lot of NFTs, just you receive the digital art and you don't receive much more after that. That's fine in many cases. However, for something like the CNFT, you would perhaps want that to have some utility. And what I mean by that, if you think about traditional adoption methods, so for example, everyone knows you can adopt a turtle and that costs what, like $6, and sometimes you receive something cool for that, sometimes not. So it's not really a deeply personal experience. So that's what we're trying to do as well. We're going to try and create a fully personalized experience. So you almost have a more personal relationship with the NFT you actually own. So we have that contract in place with this conservation society called Turtle Foundation. So we have the pit tag. So these sea turtles that come onto the beach in Africa, they get physically tagged with an item, and that tag is going to be linked to a real world NFT, and then that becomes yours. So you become one of a few holders of that particular real world sea turtle. So that's never been done before. And then from there, we're going to look to really personalize that experience for the future. I mean, obviously, I don't want to be revealing everything at once here, but that is the overall aim, to create a personal experience with that.
That's super cool. That's super cool. Yeah, because that is the thing. Sometimes people just you feel like you don't get much for like what you're donating. So it'd be cool for people to feel some type of some extra experience from the donation. So it's not just something to just forget.
True. I think I actually seen a question there as well. Someone asked, if I buy a CNFT, can I stake the NFT to make money from that perhaps? Okay, so I mean, at this stage, it's a no, or, for the next kind of couple of months or something. It's not in the exact roadmap, but we certainly would not rule anything like that out for the future. I think, don't quote me on this, but as far as I know, I think that Cafe Swap, I think they're called, they do something similar as far as I know. So perhaps it's possible to stake a CNFT and earn a certain token in the future. Now, don't hold me to that, but I certainly can't rule that out. That's what I will say to that.
Very interesting. And maybe could you tell us about when do you guys have any announcements, or things coming up in the next few weeks, or things that you want to share with us?
Before we go there, it was lovely to talk to you, but I need to go work, so I need to say my goodbyes. I love talking with you, and I hope we talk again very, very soon. And any questions about sea turtles or anything like that, or any conservation efforts, the technology is improving drastically with all types of animals, marine or terrestrial. So with anything like that, you can always contact me, but I'm going to be off now. Off to work.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining, Joanna.
So, thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I think we should wrap up. Maybe Keith, just want to end with some what can we expect in the next next couple months?
Absolutely. So I've been lucky enough to make some contacts in the crypto industry, AFEN being one of them. So we are going to be announcing a partnership very soon in the NFT space. In terms of the immediate roadmap, we have the NFT listing directly through the AFEN marketplace coming up on the 16th of June. It's also World Sea Turtle Day as well, so it makes a lot of sense. And then finally, I don't know if obviously someone hasn't asked this, but it's a very, very valid question. If you buy the CNFT from us, you receive that piece of digital art, which is fantastic. We've had great feedback on that. But it's very important to note that you don't just receive that CNFT and we say, okay, thanks for your money. At least, and I say a bare minimum of 51% of your funds go directly to the Conservation Society. And so through buying this NFT, you're directly participating in active conservation, essentially. So it's not just by the NFT, here it is. And then finally, as I said before, we are looking to add utility to our token. It is ultimately going to be something that's utilized for many potential uses. And obviously, I don't want to reveal too much at once, but we will also be launching our white paper in the very near future as well. So look out for that in the very near future. You're not muted again, Ricky.
Yeah, sorry. Thank everyone. Thank you all for your time, and we're really excited. And like we said, just the beginning of something big, hopefully. So everybody have a great weekend, and let's wish the best of success for all of us on this launch in the next few days.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time, guys.
Thank you. All right.
Bye.
Have a good day. Yep,
all
cheers.
the best. We're glad to be on board with the Avengers.
Nice. We're glad to be on board with you guys.
Yeah,
Let's
we
save
love
these
that
turtles.
community. Amazing.
Cool. All right. Yeah, have a good day.
Bye. Have a
Assemble.
good day.
Send
Yeah,
it.
bye.
Cheers. Bye. Bye.